I've said in the past that movie making is nothing but problem solving, and I wanted to give an example of that. Because with problem solving, you might think only of big problems, like how do you make someone fly? The answer to that is you get a bunch of stunt guys in blue and strap the actor to a giant tuning fork. Then VFX artists spend months and months painting out everything that's blue, and for months you look at this shot over and over, scrutinizing every pixel around Shazam, and you're so focused on that you don't notice until way too late that there are crew members still in the shot standing around. Now there's no time to paint them out, there's just enough time to add some bags and a mop. Now they're customers and janitors. Problem solved. I guess over here is a blind and deaf convention, since no one reacts to the flying man. But every scene will have its own problems to solve, no matter how simple the scene. In Shazam, there's a scene where Billy runs away from his foster home. The foster parents run after, but decide to take the car to catch up. They tell the other foster kids to stay home in case Billy comes back. Inside the house, another foster kid is still getting ready and wonders what's going on.
Wait, I thought we were running after Billy.
No, we're gonna wait here for now.
And then shortly after, the bad guy shows up.
Billy? Ready?
I'm sure most people don't pay too much attention to a scene like this, but there are some questions that could be asked. Like, what's the point of having 3 of the kids run out with jackets on, only for them to go back inside? If we have to see them in the scene, why not place them in the window? And why leave the 4th kid inside the house? Now we have to waste time and have a character explain to her what's going on. Of course, in the script, the kids were all in the window. So here's what happened. The costume department came to me saying, hey, the kids go from this scene to the Rock of Eternity to the carnival. So what they wear in this scene is what they'll wear for the rest of the movie. And most of that will be outdoors in winter. So these kids need to be wearing winter clothes. Well, all right. So you think about it. Here's the solution. Let's say the kids all put on their jackets to run after Billy, but then Rosa tells them to stay behind in case Billy decides to come back. Now, they're in winter clothes, and if the bad guy shows up right away, they'll still be wearing them. Even if, logically, they'd take off their clothes right inside the door, but yeah, maybe they were so distraught that their brother ran away that they forgot. Okay, great. Let's do that. But hang on. This exterior location is scheduled to shoot early on, and turns out we don't have Faith, who plays Darla, because she's still on another show. She'll be available when we shoot the interior on a soundstage, but she won't be available here. Well, shit, okay. Let's say she was really slow with tying her shoes, so she never got outside in time. Of course, on the day you realize that her shoes are actually Velcro, so there's no tying laces, and I guess Darla is just really slow in general. Anyway, you did it. There's a reason why Darla is inside, and there's a reason why the kids are all sweating in their winter clothes when they're indoors. It's done. I guess there's no such thing as a coat rack in this house. Then, of course, in hindsight, you look at the movie and realize that, oh yeah, there's actually a bit of a time jump from the house to when they show up in the Rock of Eternity, so you could have just had the kids show up there in jackets. That wouldn't have been too crazy if they put jackets on before they went into a weird cave. I mean, if audiences didn't care about the disappearing backpack in Lights Out, they'll surely be on board with jackets appearing a whole scene later. God damn it. And that's just one scene. You're going to have some sort of problem to solve in every scene. But that's kind of the fun of it. And when you come up with a solution that actually makes things better, it's awesome. But working with movies has kind of ruined video essays and film analysis a little bit for me, because you just never know if something was part of a brilliant plan or if it just happened to turn out that way because a problem had to be solved on the day. In Shazam, Darla has a clearly defined arc. Early on, we see her being the slowest of the foster kids, which is of course the setup to the payoff of her getting super speed powers later on. Yes.